Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tommy Daniels. Thank you so much for stopping by. I film about faith, about relationships, about property and lifestyle. So if any of that interests you, please do well to subscribe before you leave today, and also turn on the notification bell to be notified anytime I post a video, which at the moment is once a week. Okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get into today's video. All right, so in today's video, as you can see from the title, it's saying I did not marry my better half. And what I'm really doing in this video is just exploring or just talking about, the concept of better off. Like, I see people use that obviously in terms of like in relation to marriage, or when you're in a relationship saying, oh, my better off. And I don't really believe that that should be the case, or I don't really like the term, and I don't think that it's correct. And this is why I say so. So in the Bible, it says, and the two shall become one flesh. Two, right? Okay, look at it this way. 1 + 1 is 2. Okay, there's no mystery to that. But when you're looking at the scripture and it's talking about the mystery of marriage, I'll try and put up scriptures that I'm referring to on the screen. But when you're thinking about marriage and it says the two shall become one flesh, there's nothing supernatural about 1 + 1 becoming 2. So if 1 and 1, or if half and half becomes, mathematically that's correct, right? Half and half makes 1. But if that was the case, so if I was half and my husband, she was half, and we become 1, there is no mystery to that, because it's these two, we're half and half. But because the way the Bible puts it, I believe that it's referring to like two wholes becoming one, and then that's where the mystery, like two people, like two different pounds of flesh, or two different flesh, permit my English, are now going to merge and become one flesh. That's saying that it's two old people that should come together. And why I also think that it's important to say this is because so that you don't go into marriage, if you're yet to be married, you don't go into be married thinking, oh, like all of this, my weaknesses or my the things that I'm still working on that are not up to scratch in my life, I can just take it in, and because I only need to be half and the other person will complement me perfectly in those things. If you go into marriage with that mindset, I don't think it's great. I'm not by any means saying that you have to be perfect and everything about you must be tick, 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 tick before you decide to get married. But I'm saying that when you go into marriage knowing that you should be whole, so if you know right now before you get married that there are areas in your life where it's not quite up to scratch, maybe your character still needs work. Maybe, for instance, timekeeping, maybe you're not so good with home making yet, you don't know how to cook, you don't know how to just stuff like that. I'm not sure if this video is recording, let me check. Yeah, it's recording. So if you're going into marriage and looking at those areas of your life and thinking, oh, as I was saying that, you'll have areas of your life where you're still working on. For instance, maybe you're thinking, I can't cook well, I'm short-tempered, I get angry easily, I'm not very emotionally available, I have a lot of baggage and things, I'm hurting, I have wounds that are yet to heal. And you go into marriage with all of that baggage, all of those, inadequacies, and without trying to work on them or just trying to brush it under, and just hoping that this person will be doing exactly those things that are missing in your life, they will fill in those areas and it will be perfect. I think you're getting it completely wrong. There is no one person that will just be able to. Yes, there are things. I know that we complement each other in marriage, and that's all well and good. But I think my point is, don't just go and think it's okay to be less than because someone else will complete me. And this is irrespective of whether you're male or female. Like, you are supposed to be whole. So if you're currently any areas or any parts of your life or things that even you yourself, like if you knew someone had that, or if you knew someone was going through that, or if you knew someone wasn't good in those kind of areas, you wouldn't want to be with the person, then why would you want someone to be with you like that? Like, why can't you just, or why shouldn't you just work on it now. You should be all as much as possible. As I said, it's not about perfection. This is not about I've never made a mistake in my life, I'm all perfect, like everything. Like I wake up at 4 a.m. I might pray for 2 hours, I work out for 1 hour, then I go to work and I earn. No, this is not, I'm not saying that you have to be perfect. We go through things. You've come from a family, you've come from a society, things have made you, who you are today, and things have happened to you along the way that are not necessarily the way God intended for it to be. So, but that. So why can't you just work on it now, so that when you go into marriage, you can, it will be easier. Imagine if everyone went into marriage thinking this person is going to complete me. Like, you're just setting unrealistic expectations. If you think that someone is going to complete you in every area, you're complete, you're all. Like, you're perfect. God made you all. God made you perfect. So don't look at yourself less than, and don't excuse, your inadequacies. Work on them now. Turn them into strengths. And even if you don't, for instance, I'm not saying that you have to do everything by yourself. For some people don't, I'll take cooking for instance. Some people don't just like cooking, right? But at least you should know how to. Even if you don't cook every day, or you have a chef, or you have a way around it, such that it's not, you're not waiting for someone to come and be the one to do that, or you don't like cleaning and you're just waiting, you employ help. What happens when you get married and you can't, maybe at a season in your life, for instance, maybe things are things are not going well financially just for a season? How are you going to cope in that time? Is it going to cause so much strain in your marriage and then almost lead to divorce? So I think this video was just, as I said, exploring the concept of a better half, and how I don't, as I said, the title says, I did not marry my better half. I didn't. I married, the man I believe that who is all, and who I believe, God led me to get married to, and it was one whole person, and I am also one whole person, and the two, have indeed become one flesh, to the glory of God. So in summary, if there are any areas, any inadequacies, any weaknesses that you have, any baggages, I think that now, before you get married, is a great time to deal with them. And even if you went into marriage with this whole concept of this person will complete me, this person, and obviously you've gone into marriage now and you're seeing that it's not quite the case, and they're not quite measuring up to all of these things, I think it's okay to have honest conversations with your spouse about it, and so that both of you can walk through it and walk through and basically come out better, and make amends where you need to make amends, rather than just getting frustrated and thinking this person is not doing that. And I think even what's even worse is the fact that you will now be looking at other people's marriages and thinking, for instance, if you're a lady and you're thinking, or your idea of your better half is that maybe you needed someone to compliment you in terms of maybe finances, to maybe be making more than you, to someone that cleans the house, for instance, if that was your idea of a husband, someone that would wake up at 5 a.m. and do this and do that, and you're not having that in your own marriage, and then you're looking at other people's husbands and thinking, you start seeing so many people that do that, and I feel like sometimes the devil will just even highlight that to you more, because like basically the grass will be looking greener on the other side, but the things you don't even know, like you're only seeing the grass. Are you seeing the rest of the house? Anyway, this video is just going to be a really short video, and I hope you enjoy it, but most especially I hope you're able to learn something from it and able to take this and go work on any areas of your life where there are shortcomings, and make better decisions, and don't put too much expectation on someone else in terms of making you all. God has made you all, and you are all, you're perfect and you're unique. Thank you so much for watching. Till I come your way again next time, it's Tommy Daniels. Goodbye.